A mother, moved by love, made an unexpected decision to contact her son's ex in order to save him. And what happened afterward was simply unforgettable. It all began when Demet Özdemir, during a gala event, was approached by a journalist who mentioned Sara Bluma. Silence fell, and then Demet spoke with a clarity that shook everyone. "What happened to Sara broke my soul. No woman deserves that." Her words spread like wildfire until they reached someone very special, Gülten Yaman, Kaan's mother. That very night, Gülten called Demet. She wanted to see her in person. They met at a discreet restaurant. Face to face, over cups of tea and shared memories, Gülten got straight to the point. Her son was falling apart. She admitted she had considered asking Kaan to call Demet, not to rekindle anything, but simply to prevent him from sinking further. 2 days later, Kaan dialed her number. His voice was trembling. They met in a small place near the Bosphorus. The dinner was quiet, emotional. Kaan, broken, confessed, "I don't know if it's guilt, pain, or both." Demet calmly replied, "Sometimes you just need to know that someone is still with you, even if everything has changed." Elsewhere in Istanbul, Sara received a message. Was it true that Kaan and Demet had dinner together? She didn't answer right away, but later she spoke to him. "I saw what happened. Thank Demet for caring. It hurt, but I understand." No scandals, no veiled messages. Sara quietly stepped away. But the rumor had already spread. In Kaan's inner circle, opinions were divided. Some believed Demet could bring him peace. Others feared reopening that door would only invite more chaos. And while no one knows what will happen, one thing is certain. That night, they didn't just share a dinner. They shared wounds, unspoken words, and perhaps a new beginning. That same night, it's said that Kaan returned home, sat at the piano, and played an old melody he once shared with Demet. His mother, watching him, whispered in his ear, "Sometimes speaking with the past can save you from the future." On social media, the topic exploded. "They never ended, it was just paused," some fans wrote. Others defended Sara. Demet is part of the past, he needs to move on. But one anonymous post hit the nail on the head. What if the real problem is that Kaan no longer knows who he is? In her personal diary, Sara wrote something painful to read. "I don't hate Demet, but it hurts that he's looking for comfort in something that no longer exists." As for Gülten, now she has doubts. Did she do the right thing by reaching out to Demet? Seeing her son surrounded by shadows is wearing her down. Kaan has begun turning down interviews, rejecting projects, even considering stepping away from the entertainment industry. He's reportedly said, "Nothing excites me anymore." And Demet, she's not at peace either. She says she's fine, but privately she can't stop thinking about how Sara might feel. This story isn't over. It's only changed its tone, because sometimes the silence between two people says more than 1,000 headlines. And you, what do you think? Was it an act of love or of pain? Should the past be left behind, or does it deserve a proper goodbye? Let us know in the comments. And if you want to keep living these stories like no one else tells them, subscribe. Here, we don't just inform you, we feel it with you.
No matter how many years go by or how much the scenery changes, I can't help but admire the strength with which Demet Özdemir has handled this emotional whirlwind surrounding her since her name became linked to Can Yaman. She never needed to shout or explain her every move. Her silence has spoken louder than 1,000 interviews. And in a world where so many crave attention, Demet chose something few understand: dignity. For a long time, people have said that Can comes and goes, that whenever he's alone, he returns looking for comfort, that after every model, every media scandal, there's always an attempt to reconnect, and that she, with a heart already scarred, has learned to set boundaries. Some believe Demet still holds feelings for him, and maybe that's true, because a love so real and so public isn't easy to forget. But what's clear now is that she no longer lets herself be swept away by his back and forth. She learned. And that, to me, is a form of self-love few dare to practice. It breaks my heart when I read comments like, Demet is crying, or Demet deserves better, because I feel that too, that she gave more than she received, and that the way some try to erase what they had, as if it was just a passing phase, is unfair. How can we forget everything they conveyed together? How can we pretend it was all just a role? What many of us saw wasn't acting. It was a deep, real connection. But Demet was the one who had to carry the weight of his game. And even then, she didn't seek revenge or drama. She just walked away. She tried to rebuild her life too. She got married, she opened herself up, she searched for a new path. But not everything went well. That marriage was short, and some say it was impulsive. But who could blame her for wanting stability, for wanting something that wouldn't break with every wave? The truth is, when you've loved as intensely as she loved John, any love that follows feels small. And that's what people sometimes don't understand. It's not that Demet is stuck in the past. It's that some scars teach, harden, protect. What I respect most about her is that she doesn't join the circus. While the media talks about John and Sarah, while people speculate about secret weddings and spiteful relationships, she focuses on her career, her personal growth. She doesn't need to prove anything. And if one day she feels the need to speak, she'll do it her own way, without hurting anyone. Because that's who she is. Strong, but with her heart in the right place. She doesn't lower herself. She doesn't respond with hate. And that kind of emotional elegance is rare these days. When I see how many fans continue to support her, I get it, because Demet represents all those women who were half-loved, who were idealized in public and left in silence. She represents those who had to rebuild themselves without applause, without headlines. Those who realized that true value isn't in returning to the one who hurt you, but in never letting anyone do it again. And no, I don't think she wants to get back with John. At least not with the man he's become. Because this John we see now, broken in luxury, surrounded by empty relationships and impulsive choices, is no longer the one who once looked at her with truth. And if anything remains between them, let it be respect. But she's already on another path, one where she doesn't need to be someone's woman. Because being Demet as Demer is more than enough, just as she is. I don't know what the future holds for her. But I know that while many get lost chasing the spotlight, she finds herself in silence. While others contradict themselves, she remains consistent. And while the world changes, Demet continues to grow. Not as an untouchable icon or distant star, but as a real woman. A woman who suffered, who loved, who fell, and got back up. And for that, beyond any past story, she's already won. Because keeping your peace when everyone else wants war is the greatest victory of all.